Hey, what's up guys? This is Ashley with My Healthy Soap. Today I'm doing a voice recording over the video because it's way easier than doing it as I'm making the soap. I have a screaming baby in the background and this just makes it easier. So right now I am measuring out my coconut oil. I'm making my Forest Sea Salt soap today. I'm measuring out my coconut oil and my cocoa butter. All right, so apparently I take forever to scoop out coconut oil, so let's talk about the sea salt bars. The sea salt bars are a cold processed soap, but what I like about them is they're not very finicky. So normally when you're making some cold processed soaps, any little thing can go wrong. You have to be very aware of the temperature that you're making your soap at, because it can crack and other things can happen to it. It can harden too quickly. I haven't ran into very many issues while making the sea salt bars, and part of that could be too that I don't do a water discount with my sea salt bars. There's already all that salt in there that it just doesn't work out well doing a water discount. When you cut it, your bar will be very crumbly. So it's not worth doing a water discount on that. Some of my cold process soaps, I do like to do a water discount just to make a harder bar and less of a cure time. The sea salt bars are my favorite to actually use. They lather really nicely, they create a very hard bar, and they have a slight grit to them, which makes exfoliating very nice. So now I'm measuring out my water for my lye water mixture. I add my spirulina powder, which is my colorant, to the water before I add my lye to the water. I didn't record me adding the lye to the water because I went outside and I live in Florida and the camera just fogs up instantly. It's important to mix your lye outside or with a window open or something, just because it does create quite a bit of fumes when you go to mix it. So you always want to have goggles on for this part. These are the oils I use in my Forest Sea Salt soap. So I completely forgot to get a video of this, but I just poured my lye water mixture into my oils, and now I am blending it with my stick blender to trace. Trace is just a term in soap making that means it starts to thicken up. It'll start to look almost like pudding once it has reached trace. Now I'm adding in my essential oils, and then I'm also going to add in my sea salt. I always pre-weigh my sea salt before I start blending, just because it makes it easier. You need to make sure you blend your sea salt and your essential oils in there really well to disperse it up. The sea salt can kind of clump up, so you want to make sure you get all of those clumps out. After you're done mixing, make sure you have your molds ready to pour your soap batter into. Okay, so now it's been about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours since I poured my soap into the mold. A lot of cold process soaps, you wait about a day or two to unmold and cut. With sea salt bars, you only wait an hour, maybe 2 hours to cut. There's a perfect sweet spot to cut them because if you wait too long, they can get a little crumbly when you try to cut them, but also you can't do it too early, of course. So I use this soap cutter that I got off of Amazon. At first I was hand cutting my soaps, but if you want to get into selling soap, I really highly recommend you get a soap cutter, as it makes your bars look way more professional and it's so much easier to label them when they're all a uniform size. Alright you guys, so that's how I make my Forest sea salt soap. Please check out my Etsy shop where you can find these bars of soap. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.